I'm Evan Sinkum. My colleague was part of the team of journalists who accompanied Dr. Anabisiu and the police to arrest these persons, and they were held hostage by these gun-wielding thugs. Said they would not allow them to leave until they release the Chinese, but that did not happen. Take a look.
A once vast arable land, now dissipated. Akonfre, a major producer of cocoa, now a pale shadow of itself due to illegal mining. With pockets of roofing sheets, the suspects are fenced to conceal their identity. Their local collaborators are always ready to shield them. We were told informants are victimized, sometimes assassinated. We cannot independently verify this claim. Danny Boy, an illegal miner, accused foreigners of degrading their land.
We are in
support of what you are doing. We do not expect the foreigners to benefit from this, so we are pleading with the government to help us.
After several search, 7 Chinese were rounded up. They were accosted to the degraded site just to show them how they have ripped apart an entire forest.
To my biggest disappointment as a woman, as a Ghanaian, as a leader, would be to see these ones set free, and somebody will now be demanding that President John Dramani Mahama should give money to restore water bodies, to provide potable water. And you know, John Mahama...
My name is Lotte.
Your name is Lotte. Lotte, are you happy with what you're saying?
No.
You're not happy with what you're saying? So, if you're not happy with what you're saying, why will you continue to degrade the land?
English. No English.
All right, so interesting. You ask their name in English and they tell you, but you ask that simple question, are you happy with what you're saying? They said they do not understand English.
The operation almost turned south when gun-wielding thugs held the task force, including the administrator of the MDF, hostage. They started shooting. They want the Chinese suspect released, but the MDF task force was resolute. The thugs then led the team to the Nyineni District Police Command. Here, tension heightened. Eventually, the suspects were brought to the regional police headquarters for further interrogation.
A comprehensive detail of what happened during this operation led by Dr. Anabisiu and the Ghana Police Service, accompanied by some journalists. William Evan Zinkum, you saw him there. And let's bring in engineer Dr. Ashigbey. He's joining us on Zoom right now. He's also been following these happenings every step of the way today. A troubling development, as you see. Engineer Dr. Ashigbey is the convener of the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, joining us right now. Engineer Dr. Ashigbey, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, Alfred.
Now, you've seen this video, what we just saw there, and this gun-wielding thugs coming in to prevent the police from arresting 7 Chinese nationals who are involved in illegal mining because they say they're protecting them. And then also, you had them there as well, and the police raising concern why this operation was done without their consent. I want to find out from you how all of this, what we have just seen, strikes you.
Well, thank you very much, Alfred, and good evening to our listeners and our viewers. And the interesting thing is that, well, I am not surprised in as much as I see this with a lot of indignation. I'm not surprised. The reason why we kept on asking His Excellency to declare a state of emergency was because the nature of the fight against Galamsey, apart from the ecological, the health, the economic challenges, have become a national security concern. This issue of mercenaries, foreigners who are within our country providing protection, and you see the weapons they are wielding it's something we have known and we've been complaining about. And we've been asking that government responds to this challenge with the commensurate or more force. It's the reason why when the EPA CEO talks about the fact that she needs a chopper, she needs some ammunition and guns, you want to support that. Because how is it that we're sitting in Ghana, lawful authority, of state, with police properly clothed, and then you have these thugs who would want to prevent kidnap, an officer of state with police people, and this is what it is that we've been talking about. The sad thing is that you have a police officer who is complicit in all of this. And the question some of us would want to ask is that, has this police commander been transferred? Has he just come into this particular place? And so we will be asking the IGP to deal with this police commander. It is not just the police, whatever their administrative things, but this is a criminal activity. For him to have mobilized these people to prevent these Chinese criminals from being taken to the regional office is really, really very, a serious issue. And it just tells us that we don't seem to be taking these things serious. And this is coming back on, of the fact that we have seen. And I think it is one of the things that for all of us who are watchers in the space, we need to commend the current Minister for Lands and Natural Resources and his colleagues, and especially this new IGP with the renewed effort. And you see the interministerial approach that is being done. The EPA is going about it. Now you have MIF also going in there and doing this. But then you have this issues of allowing these armed guards, to be on the loose. And so, thank God for the videos that have been taken. TV3, very credible source. There, we can pick all of these people who are wielding the guns, and we should be prosecuting them. And we should be able to use intelligence to find out who are their backers, who are the people who are paying them all of this money. And these Chinese people, that is their stock in trade. When you have issues with them, when it gets to that point, they'll tell you that they are not able to speak the language. But they come and they are able to look at the damage that they have done. How are they going to fix this? So I believe that, as the leader, the administrator said, we should be confiscating all the assets of these people who are involved in it, the Chinese and the Ghanaian collaborators. We should be throwing Act 995 at them, making sure that we give them the maximum fines so that we can use that to do reclamation. We need to sentence them to the maximum sentence. And then in the process, we need to make sure that they don't spend their time just in jail, but we bring them into these particular places and come and work in the reclamation pits, making sure that they reclaim the land. But as for this policeman, we need to make sure that the maximum sanction is exacted against them. And I am pleading with the National Security Advisor, with the National Security Coordinator, that the time is right for His Excellency the President to declare state of emergency in particular places where we have all of these armed attacks and all of that. And I am sure that our intelligence community are more than capable to be able to tell where this is. And we hit these people so hard that no more Chinese are going to come. Alfred, as we speak, there are I hear that about 2,000 excavators that are on the high seas coming to Ghana. Already there are about 1,200 within 2 weeks that have been found at the ports. We are making Ghana ready. The signals we are sending out to all of these people is that you have a minister who is coming, who is trying to close the door. So come in quickly and come and rape the land as much as you can do. And so this is the time that immediately His Excellency plans that says that before you ship any excavator, make sure that you have gotten it registered. Let's make sure that all these 1,002 excavators that are there, the Minerals Commission tracks all of them. And we need to make sure that there's over 7,000 excavators. And Alfred, you know that we have more excavators in Ghana than the rest of Africa. And it's only Africa that has gold. But because we are permitting them. So if we can deal with these excavators, all the 7,000, give a moratorium within 2 weeks, 1 month, all these excavators should be tracked. Any excavator that is seen after that period that is not tracked, then you have sinned against the Minerals and Mining Act. Those excavators confiscated, take their owners to court, and then there should be some forfeiture that would going to happen. Ghana should start exporting excavators. All of these confiscated excavators, we should export them out of this country. But we need to make sure that we are punishing them. And I would urge also His Excellency the President, there are 300 excavators that have been confiscated. We should publish the names of all the people who imported them into this country, publish those they sold them to, publish them, those who they hired them to. And we need to make sure that we punish these people and do the forfeiture to the state.
Excavators, in fact, this is one that is attributed to the Transport Minister, Joseph Bukari Nikbe, disclosing that approximately 1,200 excavators are currently stranded. Those were his words, stranded at the Tema port, awaiting clearance. So 1,200 at the port, excavators, as we speak, awaiting clearance. And then the minister in charge of government communication, Felix Kwatio-Fosu, also then comes to tell us that within the last 2 weeks, they've caused 1,250 excavators imported in the country to be impounded at the Tema port, pending verifiable proof by importers of their use other than galamsey. Now, tie this into what's happening in the area we just saw. Does it concern you that these people, who are the gun-wielding thugs, are people within the area? They did this in broad daylight. The security agencies are there in the area. None of them have been arrested. The traditional authorities in the area also know these people to the extent that they had the confidence to come out with guns to prevent these Chinese from being arrested. What does all of that tell you?
Well, Alfred, so it is that Ghana is open, come and rape me. That's the signal. That's why you can get within 2 weeks, as the Minister for Transport and also the Minister for Government Communication have confirmed for you, 1,200. And we have about 2,000 on the high seas still coming in. There is gold here. Everybody should come and take it. So, Alfred, we need this police officer who is in this community where galamsey takes place. The Honorable Hanabisu is not in that area. He's able to go and find it. But this police commander in this place is not able to arrest these people. He's either incompetent or complicit. His part. But I think the most probable one is that he's part of the galamsey thing that is going on. And so he should be dealt with. The landowners that have given their land for this thing to be happening, because trust me, these people do not have any permit to do the things that they are doing there. So we need to make sure that the landowners themselves, they forfeit any claim to land in that particular place. The chiefs that are there, the MPs that are there, they should all bow their heads in shame anywhere that this is happening. So for me, I think one of the things we should be saying now is that any landowner who allows his land also to be used for these illegalities and the destruction of our land, those people should forfeit their land to the state so that we make sure that, this particular activity becomes a very expensive one. We have put the life of journalists, of the administrator, these police officers. We could have had a different story altogether. And Alfred, you cannot be able to be sure that these people are from these communities. They are importing mercenaries from outside our country. And look at the weapons that they were carrying. And so some activity would have to take place. We need to send a crack elite, intelligence-led military people into these communities. Let's make sure we can round up all of these people, make sure that everybody who is connected to this are punished as much as possible. Now, another thing that we need to do, Alfred, in all of this, we need to commend the courage of the administrator. This is a woman. in the face of people armed to the teeth, she actually stood her ground, and that has to be commended. And we need to make sure that her effort does not go in vain. These 6 Chinese people should not find themselves out. To the extent that, Alfred, as they went on the operation, they found, a fuel station in the middle of this area in the forest, who's been dispensing and giving fuel to these people, these weapons of mass destruction, to continue to destroy our land. So for that as well, we need to investigate, find out all the tankers that are coming, and definitely with all the CCTVs that we have, we will be able to track which excavators these are, and we should track them back to the OMCs that sold the fuel to them, who the truck owners are, who the drivers are, and the owners of this particular fuel station. We need to make sure that all of them are arrested. They need to account, and then they need to be dealt with. And immediately, we should be able to send bulldozers there to go and break this down. But the question that also should be asked is that the MPA, did they license for this fuel station to have taken place? If they did not license, that is also a crime. Did the EPA go there to go and see it? Do they have an EPA permit? All the necessary permits, the assembly that are there, did they also do it? The new DCE in the community, how is that DCE also sitting? I am sure that we are told that the president was going to give a KPI to the DCEs. This particular DCE is failing. Even before he started, this is a failure, complete failure. It should have been the DCE or MCE that should have gone to find these people and arrested them, not Hanabisu from Accra, who would come and go and get these people arrested. So it is important that we tackle this thing with the anger that it requires, to make sure that we are punishing these people so that we can set examples with them. And this is really, really very critical. Otherwise, all the efforts that His Excellency is putting in, the current Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, the EPA, the Minerals Commission Board, all their efforts will be coming in vain if you allow elements like this to continue doing the things that they are doing.
And Ashigbey, and I do appreciate the commitment and passion with which you speak to this matter. And in fact, you're not alone in this. A number of people also called in the military now. And in 30 seconds, that call that you make, that the military's presence in the forest should be restored, because we saw the police accompanying Dr. Hanabisu. But what difference will the military make in this particular fight? Quick one.
You know what I mean? You see, Alfred, the military are trained for things like this. This was an act of war. The police people, they are the customer service, customer facing people. You know, my friend, the military people, they would not have tolerated this. They would have dealt with this with, more power. And so that is the reason why we believe that we need to station permanently military posts in these particular areas. Mm-hmm. And another thing that is important to do is that the Forestry Commission, their people should be trained and armed like military people, like the forest rangers in other countries, giving superior firepower, so that you will not have the effrontery to confront our police people like these people have done today. And you see, as a country, if you allow this thing to fester, you just encourage more people to do it. Let's remember Boko Haram. Let's remember Mali. Let's remember what happened in Liberia and Sierra Leone. So for His Excellency, your own presidency is at stake. Don't allow these people to get away with this, including the police commander in this particular area.
Engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbey, appreciate your time on this. Thank you so much for joining us. Engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbey is the convener of the Ghana Coalition Against Illegal Mining there. And it's indeed the case. This is one that